What did you make of this State of the Union?
I'm struck by how much he talked right past Congress and tried to reach the American people. I mean, this was the "you're with me or you're against me" speech for President Obama to the Congress. He did it diplomatically. He tried to stay optimistic. But this was an attempt to try to go to the American people and say, my relationship with Congress really isn't working anymore, so I'm going to just try to work with you. We're going to get things done on the things that you care about: student loans, long-term savings, how efficient your cars and your trucks are, the real-life concerns of America. And frankly, he's not going to have much help on any of that from the Congress, so he's got to try to do it on his own. That adds up to his overarching legacy theme, which is, this is a country that is on the rebound. You can make it if you try. You had to kind of look for the big idea in this speech. It was lacking that big memorable moment. Ironically, it came at the very end with the Army Ranger who was grievously injured, and I think that was sort of that moving moment that these speeches sometimes have. But overall, very methodical, very economic focused, trying to reach the middle class on small to medium ideas that he can try to do on his own. By the way, isn't it interesting, the sloganeering here? He's going to use his pen and his phone. I mean, we're a long way from the audacity of hope. We're a long way from that inaugural of just last year that was sweeping in scope, a second-term vision. You know, presumably the President of the United States had a pen and a phone the first 5 years too, right? So this is not a new theme. And in fact, he's used executive action before. That dominant theme of the speech, he's used it on recess appointments, he's used it on immigration. It's not just an attempt to sort of be in the face of Congress when he says that. He's trying to send a message to the American people: I am relevant. I've got 3 years left. The opposition party on the House is not going away. In fact, it might get strengthened in the midterm elections. I'm still president, and I'm going to do these things. You know, the issue about connecting schools to the internet. I mean, if Bill Clinton gave the speech, it was sort of, that's the quintessential small ball thing. That matters to people. The idea that Linda mentioned about, you know, long-term savings, making college more affordable, you know, equal work for you know, equal day pay for women.
For that.
You know, yeah, all of those things I think matter to the American people, and some of these things like car efficiency, transportation projects.
The President, they're leaving Congress to go back to the White House.
Yeah, voting reform. These are issues that do matter to the American people, but he's got to be very selective in how far he goes. There is a small glimmer of hope within the White House that there actually is an element of change within the Republican Party. And that is that, you know, the government shutdown was a debacle. The rankings of Congress are at epic lows. They also have to go to constituents and show some action. And so therefore, as much as we are emphasizing, as he did, this idea that I have to do this without Congress, there might be a window for immigration reform. It's going to move in individual pieces in the House, then maybe get put together with the Senate. That's their big lift for this year. They don't really want to talk about that yet because it doesn't help them to do so, but that's sort of the background glimmer.